Hello, welcome everyone. This is your guide, Ryan Phoenix, bringing another video response. It's been a while since I've done the last one there, and I wanted to try to do more of these this year, and better late than never, I suppose. So, here's another one for you. This one, I'm going to be doing a video response to Empty Shark 7. Did a video recently called, it was a tagging tuber challenge sort of deal there called the Half&Half tag, I believe. This is consisting of 5 questions, half of them are consisting of 10 questions, 5 of them being for gaming related questions and 5 of them being personal questions. So, he did not tag me in this video, but I thought that was an interesting video. I like the questions in it there, so I figured, why not go ahead and do a video response there. So I will leave a link to Mark's Empty Shark, his channel, and the video that I'm doing a response to in the description below, as well as the questions there, which I have printed off here, so I'm gonna read them and answer them as we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and do the personal ones first there, just to mix things up there. He did the gaming ones. Alright, so number 1. Who's your favorite musician or band? I don't really think that I have much of a favorite band or musician. These days I mostly listen to Pandora, listen to the Nobuo Uematsu radio station, which mostly plays retro game music, obviously Final Fantasy music, and sometimes I get a variety there, like Chrono Trigger, Shenmue pops up a good bit, Mega Man pops up a good bit, and it's also set to like what you like, our favorite on the thing there. Gets similar songs there. Also get a good bit from like the Studio Ghibli movies and different anime songs there, so that fits my personality pretty well there. I'll go ahead and count that as answer to that question. Okay, so number 2. What's something you really liked as a kid but don't care for now? Honestly, I don't think that my tastes have changed a whole lot since growing up. What would be something that I did like then but I don't like now? Oh, yeah, there's one. There's one. Snow. Snow has quite a different connotation when you grow up compared to when you were a kid. Sadly, you don't get days off for snow days there, and you still have to deal with driving into work and everything. And, it's much more of a pain to go out and play in the snow there, although I do still go out with the kids from time to time when it does snow. Just not as enjoyable as it used to be. So yeah, that's gonna be my answer for that one. Number 3, what's something dumb you did as a teenager? I'm going to say overall, my main thing with being a teenager was being really antisocial. I'm still kind of that way, but I think to a lesser extent now than I used to be. But I feel like I missed out on a lot of things when I was younger because I just didn't put myself out there. So that's gonna be my little word of advice to you guys out there. Any of you younger guys that are watching this, don't let your fears of being rejected or being pushed off to the side there, don't let that stop you from living a little bit there. You're young. Enjoy it while you can. Okay, what did you want to be when you grew up? There for the longest time there, it was definitely making video games, designing, programming. I'm not sure exactly where I wanted to go in that respect there, but yeah, I definitely wanted to do something with video games growing up, and I wanted to be a web designer there for a long time, and I actually went to school for doing that. But for those that don't know, I'm an accountant, so having that analytical mindset kind of helps with that sort of job still there, which is good for programming and such like that too. And never say never there. There still might be time for me to get into the game industry. You never know. Okay, if I could go back and do one thing different, what would it be? I really don't like answering these questions because you never know what little thing you do in life could change the path that you're on there, because I really like where I am in life right now there. I wouldn't change where I am now, just to have things happen differently in the past there. Like I said, maybe be a little bit more outgoing when I was younger, but maybe a little bit more outgoing when I am now. But yeah, if I were given the option, I would not go back and change anything. I would be worried that it would really change the way that my life is now, and I don't want that. Alright, let's go ahead, and those were the 5 questions for personal. Let's go and go to the 5 gaming questions. What is a game you were skeptical about that ended up being fantastic? Well, I kind of already talked about Kingdom Hearts there, my skepticism to that series when I first heard about it, so I'm not going to be a broken record and talk about that again. So instead, I won't say that I was, skeptical about this series, but this game, it was one that sat on my shelf for a really long time before I actually played it, though. It was Persona 4. I got that for Christmas one year from my older brother, and he gave me that and the game art, the art book with it there. So it was a really awesome gift there that I didn't fully appreciate there, because I hadn't heard of the Shin Megami Tensei series or the Persona series before that, and part of me wanted to hold off until I could look into it more and try playing the first games in the series, since it was 4. Obviously I didn't want to try to start in the middle, but it was like probably the next Christmas around that time I went back and actually started playing the game, and I believe that addicted is probably a good way to describe the way that I played that game there. Like, as soon as I got any free time there, I wanted to continue playing that there. The story just pulled me in so much. The game just had me. It gripped me and would not let go until I finished that game. And it is an awesome game. If you haven't played it yourself, go out and give it a try. I highly recommend it. Alright, another question number 2 on video games. If you could have an item from any video game, what would it be? I'm going to say the portal gun from Portal. I think that would just be like a unbelievably handy thing to have in real life there. Like, yeah, I would have to, let's say, like, going out to a convention or something like that, yeah, I would have to travel there, but like I could set up a portal home and that way I could just go back and forth whenever I needed to. A portal gun with multiple settings, that would be pretty awesome. If I could have like a bunch of different portals there, like, oh hey, like, I want to go to Portland Retro Gaming Expo this year there, I'll set up a portal to that there, and then set up another one to MagFest, set one up to go visit B-Dude and Udarai up in Canada there, and just different places. But yeah, I think that the portal gun, just for the sake of travel, it would be way too awesome to to have in real life. Well, that was weird. Everything went all red for a second there, but in all seriousness, my phone overheated while I was recording during the last part that you just saw there, so there's an entirely different day, so different clothes and all that stuff, so let's go ahead and try to finish this video this time. We only got a couple more questions left, so let's go ahead and get to it. I was about to read, or well, I started reading, but gonna redo all that there since it stopped partway through anyway. What is the best video game related gift you received from a friend? I believe that the friend part is like part of the big thing with this question in particular there. It can't be a family member or anything like that, so that eliminates some of the possibilities, but I want to focus on it being a related gift, as in, like, I'm not going to pick out a video game, because I think that's, like, partially too easy, but, I talk about video games all the time. Now let's talk about something a little bit different there. I'm going to talk about something that happened recently on Humble Bundle. If any of you guys know what that is or haven't known, if you don't know what that is there, go ahead and take a look into it. There, it's an awesome website that has a lot of great gaming deals. and they donate money to charity through there. So it's an awesome website there. Go check it out and see what they have up currently. I'm not sure what it is right now, but recently they had a deal for Game Maker, a software that allows you to create video games. Kind of like in the vein of an RPG Maker, but not quite like that. It's a lot more open to more variety. Well, RPG Maker can be. Can't have a lot of variety, but Game Maker is just another one of those programs that allow less trained individuals such as myself to make video games. So that kind of goes back into the question earlier about like what you want to do as far as like me mentioning making video games there. So never say never to your dreams, guys. But yes, while I was on Humble Bundle, my friend, a good friend from high school, Justin, from even way back before high school, a good friend from all the way back to elementary school, bought 2 copies of this Humble Bundle deal, and he forwarded one of those to me. So I now have a copy of Game Maker, and definitely going to be looking into it. Already working on some different tutorials I found on YouTube there. YouTube, great site there. But yes, so that's going to be the answer to that question there. There are so many other gifts I've received over the years, games, gaming related, and so on and so forth, from people, from friends, family, and so on. So it's hard to just pick one, but that was a really recent one, and one that I felt like tied into another question. So I decided to go ahead and go with that one. All right. Next question. What is a game you really enjoy but no one else seems to know about? I'm never good at these hidden gem sort of deals, because games that I know, like I don't play a whole lot of indie games or anything like that, so like everything that I play seems like most people know about already. So it's like so it's not really underrated to me in my mind, but I'm going to talk about one game, or kind of game series, that I don't hear a whole lot of people talk about. I still don't think I would call it a hidden gem by any means. But the Mystical Ninja, or the Goemon series. In particular, I'd probably say that I really like the Super Nintendo one the best. Legend of the Mystical Ninja, starring Kid Yang and Dr. Yang. Such awful translations, but I just get a kick out of all the Japanese influences, references in those games there. Like, I think that we only got 4 games in the Goemon series, something to that effect, somewhere around those lines, in the US, but there are many more in Japan. We just didn't get them, sadly. Give a little shout out to a friend of mine on YouTube, Jimmy Hoppa. He does a lot of videos on like Japanese exclusive games there, and he's talked a lot about the Goemon series. Great channel, a lot of great videos there. Go check out his channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. But yeah, about the Goemon Mystical Ninja series there, like I said, like I'd say that the Super Nintendo one is probably my favorite one, but I do enjoy both of the Nintendo 64 games, and I have not played the Game Boy game. Like I said, I think that those are the only ones that have been released here in the US. But yeah, Goemon, or what exactly is the title for that? Mystical Ninja Starry Goemon, I think, is the first one of the Nintendo 64 games, and then Goemon's Adventure, or Goemon's Great Adventure, I think one of those two for the other one. The first one is more like a 3D, kind of in the vein of Ocarina of Time, that sort of deal. The Super Nintendo one and the second one, Goemon's Great Adventure, are more side-scrolling, beat 'em up slash platformer in places. Like the Nintendo 64 one has a lot of platforming, but the Super Nintendo one only has it in certain segments of the game. But yeah, great game series, and I don't think a whole lot of people talk about it there, so I'll go ahead and use that as my my pick for this question. And lastly, last question here: what game do you think deserves a remake or sequel or modern remake or so on and so forth. I'm going to say that a game I would love to see continue, probably not a remake, I'd probably rather see a sequel in some way, is Star Tropics. I loved the first game on the NES. I liked the second one too, but I felt like it came out so late in the Nintendo's life cycle. I wish that it would have waited on that and made it into a Super Nintendo game, because I think if they had more time to work on it and to redo it with the better capabilities of the Super Nintendo over the regular Nintendo, I think that would have done a lot better than it did. And I think that the series probably would still, well, it's hard to say if it would still be going there, but I think that it probably would have continued longer than it did. So yeah, Star Tropics is a game series I would love to see a sequel come out. I guess maybe do some sort of remake there, like what's the game company? Way Forward? Maybe have Way Forward do some sort of upgrade to it there, in the vein of like the DuckTales remake and things of that nature there. So maybe it's something to get the ball rolling and then work our way into another sequel to the game. Alright, well that is my video response here. Many thanks for cluing me into this video tag, Empty Shark Mark. Like I said, he didn't actually tag me in the video, but still I want to go ahead and give him the mention there, because he was the first person that I saw do this tag video, and I like the questions on it there, so I thought that would be fun to do. And it's been a while since I did a video response, so there you go. I am not going to tag anybody in this because, like I said, I wasn't tagged myself, and I don't know how far this tag video has gone. But if you want to do a video response there, then let me know, and I'll link it in the description below. Or if you have already done this tag video, again, just give me a holler and I'll link it down below. And pay it forward, kind of there. Just give you guys the share the community around there. Anybody else that's partaken in this tag video. So I had fun doing it. I'm sure that you guys have had fun doing it too. That I've done it. It's nice to learn a little bit more about fellow YouTubers out there. So I think that's going to wrap up this video there. If you like this, give me a like or comment below. Appreciate it as always, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, stay gold, YouTube.